Okay, obviously it was a tough loss, for our team. I am proud of our guys, the way they competed. Our defense played extremely well until they got worn down. Really stands out to me. The time of possession is double. They just got worn down offensively. Just didn't get first downs. Really, just didn't get it done. 2 of 12 on third downs. I really think that really caused the problem. 20 plays in the first half, and then really, if you look at it in the first half. Even with 20 plays, we had a chance. I mean, we were right there in the game. We went 3 and out, and I think they scored. And then it was kind of uphill battle from then. But third downs, didn't hit explosive plays. Defense was on the field too long. That was really the story of the day. Obviously, we got players in there that are hurting, coaches are hurting. This is a tough one. Didn't play well. Give them credit. They're a good team. We really expected to play better, and we didn't. Questions? I mean, we had some opportunities. We just didn't execute. So I'm not going to say him or anybody else. We just didn't offensively. Anytime you go 2 of 12 on third down, and, it's a collective group. We had a couple opportunities. We didn't seize the moment. I think we had a sack. So it's not one person's fault, put it that way. Yeah.
That's a tough position to be in.
You're exactly right. I totally agree. Our goal was to try to get 3rd and 6 and less, and we just didn't get it done. We had the 20 plays in the first half, and I think 3 or 4 of those were negative plays. And so you're exactly right. The third down and 7 plus. I mean, they're the best in the country at that. And that was definitely tough sledding. Still had a couple opportunities. Came close on 1 or 2, but. That wasn't the plan.
When was the decision made that Sean wasn't going to play your starter?
Sean practiced. It wasn't 100%. We just had to make the decision. How healthy he was. Just didn't feel like he was healthy enough to play. And Jeremy had a good week last week. Had a good week of practice. Our plan was to play Jeremy and play John. We wanted to play John a little bit more. And then, of course, towards the end of the game, we just felt like we needed a spark. John did a good job with that. Moved us down the field a couple times, made a play with his legs on 3rd down and 10, and then he hit a deep one, and then we hit a screen and got some pace and tempo going, but, that was the plan.
Did you ever, with Sean dressing out and warming up, did you ever think that there'd be a situation for him to play?
Well, if you have 2 injuries type deal, just emergency type deal. I mean, that was really our only thinking, as far as that goes.
Coach, what's the status of Rudy Ford?
He had an ankle injury and wasn't able to return. I mean, Daniel Thomas, a true freshman, had an outstanding game. I think he had 2 interceptions, made a lot of big tackles, and really stepped up. I mean, when you lose one of your impact players, that's tough, but gave Daniel an opportunity. He played very well.
Gus, that's the second time this year where you've gone to John to get a spark.
Yeah.
Why not go to him more and give him an opportunity to show you what he can do this
Yeah,
year?
you just as a coach, you figure out what you think is the best plan for your team, and obviously you're exactly right. Twice he's done that, and so in the future you could see more.
Were you involved in the play calling tonight?
We've been doing the same thing the whole time since LSU game. So
It looked and resembled a lot of the season opener as far as rotating quarterbacks in the first half, a lot of wildcat unsuccessfully on 2nd down, but that wasn't it.
well, James, really, we were just trying to move the ball, and that was part of our plan. And like I said, we started Jeremy. Our plan was to play John Moore. We just felt like, he could give us a little different dynamic, with the zone read and stuff. They did a pretty good job defending him zone read when he was in there. But, Wildcats are part of what we do anyway. But we've been doing the same thing since LSU. Well, I mean, obviously he's not 100%, but, he wanted to play. And, and I thought he did some good things out there. He's not 100%, but, I mean, that's just part of it.
Because the first half, you guys didn't throw the ball down the field.
Yeah.
Was that just the game?
I think the fact of only having 20 plays, we did have some shots down the field, but when you only have 20 plays, I think 6 of those were third downs. And, we thought we'd be more successful, but we did have some plans to throw the ball down the field, but we didn't have enough plays to probably get it done.
What was the thinking there on 4th and 3 with Chandler Cox throwing
Yeah, we had a couple guys open. We've been practicing for about 6 to 8 weeks on some certain things. I think he felt a little bit of pressure there, but hey, we were trying to score a touchdown at that point, and so that was our thinking.
Do you ever think that after the role you guys got on, you'd be in this position where two of your three worst offensive performances of your career have happened against Georgia and Alabama after what happened in those 6 straight weeks?
Yeah, there's been some ups and downs. Obviously, at the first of the season, it was really tough, and our guys really rebounded. And I'm proud of those guys doing that. We got a little banged up a couple weeks ago. We had some of our key guys that weren't there or weren't 100%, and we didn't do a very good job 2 weeks ago, and obviously we didn't do a very good job today. But I will say this: we got a really young team. We got a lot of talented young guys. We're going to be really good in the future. So this is just one of those growing years of some ups and downs.
In hindsight, do you look back and see if anything you could have done better over this last month?
Well, I think anytime you don't perform what you would like to perform, there's all kinds of things that you would try to do better. I mean, that's just part of coaching. That's what we're supposed to do. But obviously, we didn't get it done late. I still really love our team. We got a bunch of young guys. Like I said, we played some good teams, and we weren't completely healthy. But that's part of it. I mean, that's no excuse. You gotta get it done, and we didn't get it done.
Is it possible that Sean just won't even be available for the bowl game?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he was trying to play, and he was trying to get himself ready to play this week, and just wasn't healthy enough to play. So bowl game, we'll see. We'll have some time, and we'll see.
Called on Dana Carlson quite a bit. Seemed to keep
Yeah.
you guys in it in the first half.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. That was, we had the big punt return. Boy, you'd like to, first play we had a little mix-up, and you'd like to put 7 down there. But Daniel did a super job again. He's the best kicker in college football. He's a huge weapon. He showed that again tonight.
What was the feeling going into halftime, only having 31 yards, going down by 4 points?
We felt pretty good. We felt like we played about as bad as you can play offensively, and we still had a chance to. We were still in the game. We got the ball coming out the second half. Our defense played outstanding, and we were feeling really good. Coming out of halftime. But like I said, we went 3 and out, and then they went and scored, and then it was uphill. After that.
How different is this team when Sean White's not out there?
Well, I mean, Sean White's our leader. I mean, Sean White's our quarterback. I mean, we're pretty efficient when he's healthy.
Because when you say this fan base with 6 straight losses to Georgia and Alabama, in particular the past 2 years, some very poor offensive performances in these games against your primary rival.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously we're disappointed, but like I said earlier, we got a young team, very talented team, and the future's very bright, and we'll rebound.
Take 2 more.
Comment on Stephen Roberts, the punt return, taking over from Marshall.
Yeah,
Also made
I thought
tackles.
Stephen Roberts did a good job on the punt return. It's kind of a low kick, and he caught it on the run and just hit it downhill and made a couple guys miss, almost scored a touchdown. So I thought that was very good to see.
Gus, you said the future's bright. However, you have struggled at the quarterback position the past 2 years. You had last year to get it solved in the offseason.
Yeah.
Same position. What are you
Yeah.
going to do differently during this offseason?
Well, I mean, obviously, if Sean White would have stayed healthy, I don't think you'd be even asking that question. But you got to have depth, and we'll go to work on that.
Going off of that, I mean, is there any sense that as a coach that sometimes you wonder,
Say it again.
going off of that, do you ever sometimes have moments as a coach in games like this, you meet the accuracy, if we were healthy, how much different things would have went?
I'm sorry, be a little louder.
When, as a coach, when you have injuries, those happen, but with games like this, do you have moments where you say maybe right after, man, if we were only healthy, we might have been
To be honest with you, I mean, you really can't think that way. You get next man up. You have the guys healthy that are healthy, and you got to find a way. And so I don't go there.